Welcome everyone to the Wednesday night rewind broadcast. Yeah, you thought
Rewind, huh?
you thought I would sound like a rabbit, didn't you? I know that, and I dang near did. Well, tonight we'll be highlighting one of the two races from the Wednesday night series when we were racing at Apricot Hill. Grim and I decided to do race one since it was during the daylight and we could actually see a little bit of the action. So that's where we're gonna go.
The race two transitioned from day to night, and it was actually a kind of fun race with the lights on and everything. This is one track that lights up very well at night. One of the few tracks that you can race and you can really see the track a lot better. Tracks like, we'll say Nürburgring, it's absolutely dark and you can't see anything. So having the race at daytime is a good call here.
Yeah, and even though it's lit up really well at night, the transition from dusk to night before the lights come on, before you can get your headlights, it's a little dicey.
Yes, it is.
I found it very hard to find the edges until I got my headlights. All right, so this is race one, and look who is out
on the
in
pole.
Front.
Ken Dog with a screaming lap for qualifying. Took the pole position this week, which was kind of a surprise. I was expecting Parker or Vovik to be battling for, and as you can see, they're third and fourth, followed by Z, Euclid, yourself, and the same usual cast of characters for Wednesday night. So it was a good race.
Yeah, kudos to Ken on that qualifying
yes, most
time.
Definitely.
That's to get out in front of Parker and Vovik and those guys. You guys. Yeah, that's doing something.
Yep.
So we're ready to start this race, eh?
Yep, I think so.
Okay.
Oh, this is race one with the inverted grid. So
isn't it nice to see them full fields like that?
yes,
it's such a blast having all 16 on track at once, and playing really smooth. I mean, the lag it's been pretty decent lately. You can't hardly ask for much better.
Yep. And there we go.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Bunch of Mercedes SLSs as we're coming into turn one. It looks like people are going to get in line fairly quickly. I was an absolute basket case of the opening lap. I won't be happy to admit that right here. Got late getting into turn one, and it really just screwed up my corners throughout everything. Parker was extremely patient with me, although I know he was trying to get around me because he was sitting there and he's probably yelling at his mic, "What the heck is Grim up to now?"
I was wondering why you guys didn't jet out there so fast. I had a decent start, but I was staying with you guys and going like, why?
Yeah, I was a moving chicane at this point, especially coming up through this part. And I knew Parker was there the whole time. I could hear his engine in my headset. I went late coming into this corner, broke late.
Yes.
And at this point, I was expecting Parker to take the position, but when he didn't, I made my move, went late again there. And I was really the cause of all the backup in the grid, because at this point you can see Ken's got a nice lead, and I've just backed up the entire grid, and people are trying to get around. That's one of the problems, is I don't get one of the I shouldn't say problems. It's one of the challenges that I face, in that I don't get a whole lot of practice before race night. I get home, I get KOQ going, and so I'll get one lap before everybody starts getting in the lobby. And so my qualifying, and I just, between the pressure of Parker and everything else, I just was not into a rhythm these first couple laps. It took me a good 3-4 laps before I finally settled into a groove.
Yeah, well, good driver only needs one lap, right?
Yeah. If his name is Parker, yes. I need a few more than that. But now I'm starting to get into a little bit more of a rhythm. But you can see the field is still relatively tight. There's been a couple offs, self-inflicted ones.
Back up here and see some of the mid-pack action here.
There's Warden. And this was a tricky chicane, especially if, I mean, you could definitely hit 2 wheels into the dirt, but it kicked up some dirt, some sand, and if you were behind, it was driving through that dirt cloud or that dust cloud. It was pretty,
Right,
pretty
trying
challenging.
to find your other turn-in point. Yeah, it could be difficult. Yeah, you kind of really had to watch it through there.
Yep. Oh, somebody's smoking some tires. That was you.
Gee. I must
Using
have had
that front tire.
Yeah, somebody must have been on me, huh? Euclid.
Yeah, my teammate. This track is absolutely brutal on your right side tires. Even though we're on race softs and the fuel setting is that fast, nobody could one-stop this race. There was no way you were going to make it for 20 minutes on this set of tires. And the general consensus for most of the people, although I didn't know it at this time, was, well, I mean, I was on a 2-stop or a 3-stop strategy, just because I was going to lose too much time trying to save a set of tires. So you'll start seeing people darting into the pits probably around lap 7 tonight. Would be the earliest you should see the pit window open up for most people, if they're going to do it on a 3-stop. Lap 10 would be those that are trying to do it on a 2-stop strategy. But you can see in just the early laps, those right side tires are starting to take a slight beating in it. All of the high speed turns that are on this track are all left-handers. Turn 1, this big sweeper that everyone's coming up to right now, and the final corner. You're just turning left for so long at a relatively high rate of speed that you're going to start chewing up that.
Yeah.
Even without smoking it, even if you're cautious with it, you're still putting a lot of load on that right front. So fuel was not an issue tonight.
No. Tires were definitely the thing. And yeah, even with tire management, like you're saying, even if you're smooth, you're not smoking them and stuff, you're still getting significant wear through there. And trying to baby it, you would lose way too much time.
Yep. So Ken Dog still has a little bit of a gap, but we're starting to reel him in a little bit. Still have Parker all over my rear bumper.
Boy, I guess.
He's gotten around Vovek because during all the chaos in the early laps, Vovek actually got around him, but Parker's been able to make that move. And again, I'm very well aware that he is back there. Not in a bad way. I mean, he's not. I mean, I know he's there. He's putting the pressure on me, but he's not doing anything dirty-handed. Yeah.
Yeah, very aggressive. No, he just wants to be there.
Yes.
For the opportunity when it comes.
And I'm sure it will.
Yeah, that's the trick is to be there when you have your opportunity. Look at that. Look at Vovek's kind of going like, hey, I'm right here too, buddy. So, don't get too relaxed following Grim here, trying to save your tires. Yeah, that's some good racing there.
And I think part of the thing is Parker's realizing, okay, unless there's a good opportunity, like perhaps this one. Nope. We're faster staying in line unless I give an actual spot. So we can catch up to Ken Dog.
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely a rhythm track.
Oh, most definitely.
You start getting in late into corners, and it just throws off your whole apex and exit. And it looks like here Parker got a good exit on this one. I knew he was there coming into it. So the trick here was to let him make the pass and try and sneak in and
Yeah.
not lose any more spots.
Yeah, don't let Volvo have
Yep.
that opportunity.
I mean, there's a time when you want to battle for a position, but there's also times where you realize, okay,
Yeah, some people you can't hold off.
yeah. Well, it's early in the race too. I mean, there's pit stops that are going to happen. A lot of racing still left.
Oh yeah, yeah. You'll get out in front of them and only have they have to pass you again. They're going like,
Yep.
"Oh, great! I get to do this again."
So we are on lap 7. So I would expect to see some people making pit stops at the completion of this lap.
7 and 5 on Warden. See, Cape's flirting with a 4. Fallen's doing pretty good with his tires so far.
Yep. I think everyone at this point is just waiting to see, okay, who's been abusing, who's doing what pit stop strategy, and start making their game plan for the rest of the race. But this Mercedes is so much fun to drive. Has good power. It can step out on you, so you still have to be. You can't just mash the throttle.
Yep. You gotta have a little bit of acceleration modulation.
Yep.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'll spin her out. That's for sure. Especially if you hit a curb up around here.
So far, looks like Vovik and myself are the only two taking the pit so far. Anyone else?
Oh, somebody's got. If they see you in the pits, they're gonna jump that. See, there's you.
My teammate.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
I wouldn't say there might have been some team discussion going on there. But it looks like, yeah, my thought at this point was it's a 30-lap race. I knew I was going to be really hard on my tires in the first stint, so if I went 7 laps on the first set, 8 laps on the second, and then I could do another 7 or an 8 lap pit strategy. So I knew I could do 2 7-lap stints and 2 8-lap stints.
Mm-hmm.
So, and with as late as I was in the early part of the race, it's like, okay, I had to pit at lap 7. I couldn't go lap 8. Looks like Aerolite also went into the pits on that sequence. But we should see those that are doing a 3-stop strategy jumping into the pits. So there goes.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people.
There goes Ken. There goes Parker. Z's in the pits. You're in.
Yeah. Warden didn't go in.
Nope. Warden's sneaky like that. He didn't do that in the Tuesday night race too. Ran long. Goofy didn't pit.
Ooh, and he's at 3.
Yep. And Fallen. Ice, Crystalline, AG. So it'll be interesting to see if they
Fallen's good at tire management. He's 6'4".
Yep.
7'4". Jeez. Goofy's trying it.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see if how this all shakes out if the 2-stop strategy worked. Ice was off tonight.
Yes, he was. That was not his normal performance.
No, he didn't qualify all that great, and definitely not used to seeing his name down the leaderboards, especially being a past champion from a couple seasons ago.
Top 6, all still on used tires.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So it looks like Vovik got around Ken Dog through that pit cycle, because remember Ken was out in front, followed by Parker, Vic, and myself, and it looks like that whole running order has swapped positions a little bit.
Yeah, it has, because Parker was right on Ken.
Yep. But again,
Vovik had any.
Well, Vovik had he pitted a lap early, so his out lap was probably a couple seconds faster than the other guys' in lap.
Yep, right.
Because of the fresh tire situation. So looks like KG is now pitted. So it looks like Warden, Goofy, Fallen, and Ice, and Crystalline are all on a 2-stop strategy for this race. And you can make the tires last for the 13 minutes or the 10 laps, the third of the race, but you lose a lot of time trying to baby those tires, to not abuse them. I know in my testing I was 10 seconds slower when I did a 2-stop race in total time over a 3-stop race.
And Parker's all over him.
Yep.
Trying to find a way.
Couple of D1 guys.
Yeah, trying to find a way. Not many ways around that.
No.
And getting right to his bumper and getting by him. Two different things.
And they're starting to come up on that traffic that's on the worn tires. Ooh, there goes. That's Warden that's off the track. Then you have Ice going into the pits, and I think... Oh, Crystalline stayed out.
Crystalline had good tires. There was some good tire management going on there.
Oh, what a crossover move by Parker. I was watching that from my vantage point, and saw the setup. Parker went wide going into turn 1, broke a little bit early, and was able to do a nice crossover and get the preferred line going into the next set. And nothing Vovik could do about it either. Granted, Parker does have one lap fresher tires, so.
No, that was a pass on Ken, right?
No, it was a pass on Vic. Oh, I guess it was on Ken, yeah.
Yeah, it was on Ken.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and they both had same tires too.
Yep.
So that's great setup, great execution.
Yep. But also Ken realizing it and again, not making it too difficult and not losing time on the rest of the field. Nice battle here. Who's this, Z, User, and yourself? Yep. Oh, and there goes Goofy. Just went into the pits. And same with User. Yep.
Oh, he got fresh tires.
Yeah. So everyone's made at least their first pit stop.
Yeah. Nice, he's got fresh.
And Warden.
And Vovik is already on, what, 8 and 6?
Yep. But he should be pitting in the next 3 laps. I would expect to see him pitting on lap 15 at the latest. Possibly even lap 14, depending on fun. Well, he pitted on lap 7. So if he's splitting it up into quarters, again, he could either do a 7 or an 8 lap.
Look at them tires. 5 and 2, and off track. Yeah, 5 and 2 off track.
5 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's nursing his way. There he goes. Now he's in the pits. It's rough to go through that chicane with worn tires.
Yeah.
Because you have to go through it so slow to make sure you don't slide wide.
Yeah, because you can slide a long ways when you're at that point.
Yep. But yeah, to these S's, it's absolutely... This is one of my favorite tracks because of the S's, if you do it right. When you get it right, it's absolutely a blast. When you get it wrong, you're chasing every single time. So because it's U and Z and Euclid are all in a nice little contact.
And that's me out front with Kate.
Oh, Kate, okay.
Pressuring me, as usual.
Sorry, I automatically saw the car. I'm not used to seeing you in that paint scheme.
Yeah, I know.
See in that one.
I know he's always in that. And you never know what he's gonna look like either,
Yep.
because it changes color. Look at that. Look at how it changes color.
Between orange and purple, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, he is all over you.
Oh, he loves to do that to me. Just loves it. And yeah, I was having a little difficulty with my braking. See, he was all into it, up on me, and I was kind of late braking, and then I think he realized how late I was braking. He's going like, oh no, and it's like I'm going off, you know.
I visited that sand trap in the second race.
Usually I brake early. If anything, I brake early, and he wasn't used to that.
Yeah.
He was like, where's he going? Where's all the action?
It's like we had another spin out in the S's. There. That driver is getting back up to speed now. So here we have, wow, battle for the lead is tightened up between Bovik, Parker, and Ken-Dog. Ken-Dog is right there.
Yeah, and Parker's making a move.
Should have this pass nice and easy.
Yeah, that was smooth.
Yep. And this is the, wow, Vic is losing a lot of time.
Yeah,
what's Vic's, what's
6'2".
Oh, that would explain it.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
So he's got to be pitting it on this lap.
And Ken's just all over him.
Yeah, Kendall should make the pass here. He should be able to get underneath them at the next corner because Vic's going to have to brake early. Let's see what happens. Yep, sure enough.
Yeah, way inside.
Yeah. Oh, Vic's.
Man, dude, that was beautiful.
He fought it back.
He had a beautiful turn with them kinds of tires.
Yep.
That was great.
But he has to stay. He has to slow up here.
Yeah, this is difficult.
And look how much time that cost him, too. Because I was not even in the picture.
Yeah.
And I'm on the same kind of strategy as Vic is. Both of us should be pitting on this lap. Which we are. So Parker and Ken-Dog are, Z's pitting on schedule. Looks like Euclid just went into the pit. Imagine that, my teammate pitting at the same time.
Huh.
No, we didn't have a
coincidence.
And Euclid is running he just got a wheel. So he's been a predominantly controller user, and he's moving to a wheel now. So he's got some rough days ahead as he gets that learning curve up, but he'll be there.
Hey, he ran good, I thought.
Yes, he did. He did.
Yeah, for being pretty new at the wheel,
he
ran good. I don't know what kind of wheels he running. Do you know? Ooh.
Oh.
Falling. So difficult. Tires are so messed up.
Yeah.
When you get back to it.
I think he got a G27, but I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly which wheel he got. But he's also got a new rig coming, being shipped out to him here pretty soon. So he'll be in a nice setup here pretty soon. And there's Parker and Ken-Dog. They've now pitted.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see where
they come out at.
Yep. Vic's coming up to the chicanes.
Woo!
And it looks like both Parker and Ken-Dog must have had a really bad segment there. Because he's on his last lap. He must have had an off or something. Because he's now down in 7th place after coming out of the pits.
Yeah.
And he's even behind me at this point. So
Did he forget to choose his
No,
fuel, I wonder? Ooh,
no, yeah, I
what
wonder
was
if
all that?
yeah, there's a lot of smoke.
Oh, you're gonna be all over Goofy. He's got a lot less tire than you do.
If I'm not mistaken, this is going to get real interesting coming out of here. I could be. It may not be this lap. It may be in a couple laps. No, it wasn't here. There was one part during the race where I was coming up on him, and he was, I'll use this politely, buttholes and elbows trying to save his car, because his car was coming out of the last corner. He was all over the place, just trying to keep it under control from spinning out, and I was right behind him. It was a little bit of a pucker factor for me.
Yeah.
It looks like Parker's got about a 3.5 second lead over Vic at this point.
Yeah, we tightened up right here, and
Yep.
Ice had a little problem up there.
Like I said, I was not used to seeing Ice that far down in the grid.
Yeah.
Oh, and there goes Ice and you.
Yeah.
Ken Dog is now caught up to me and is all over my rear bumper now. And I'm trying to get around Goofy.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, Goofy gave me the inside line out of that one, realizing that we were on fresher tires.
Yep, definitely.
And in fact, I remember correctly, I was kind of surprised that when I saw that it was Ken that was behind me, I was wondering what had happened. I still haven't looked at the replay to see what caused his to come out of the pit stop so late.
Yeah. Yeah, he lost like 6 positions or something like that. Wow.
Looks like KJ's in the pits.
Yep.
So he's on his pace for his 2-stop strategy. I would have thought Goofy would have pitted then.
Seems early.
Lap 20 would be the second spot. Is that Warden and Euclid going at it?
Yeah. I'm assuming that Euclid's got fresher tires because Wardens suck. 5 and 3. Let's jump back here. Yeah, let's see. 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Wow,
Wardens
that's
should
a
be coming.
big difference.
Yeah. Euclid's on that 3-stop strategy, and this is the case where Warden's on the 2. It'd be interesting to see if Warden jumps in. Looks like.
Ooh, nice save.
Looks like Fallen Log and Goofy have hit, and
He's pitting.
yep. So there's definitely a handful of drivers that are on that 2-stop strategy, where everyone else is on the 3. And it looks like at this point, Parker is just checked out on the field. He's finally gotten to all the chaos, and it's opened up to a full 11-second lead over Vovik.
Woo. 11
Now,
seconds. Wow.
Well, Vovik, if I remember correctly, yeah. In fact, Vovik had visited the sand trap in turn 1. And that's how Ken Dog and I were able to catch up to him, because Vovik had a pretty good gap on myself. And it was about, I think it might have been either this lap or the lap before, he had that off, and that brought it nice and close to the two of us.
Z's in the pits.
Yep. Z pitted a lap early because he's pitted the same time Vovik and I did. So Vovik and I should be pitting on the next lap, if I'm not mistaken. I think we pitted on lap 23. Although this was a little bit early for Z, because he's going to have to go 9 laps on that set of tires. So he's going to have to babysit him a little bit to get to the end of the race. But yeah, at this point, this is pretty much Parker's race to lose at this point.
This was always fun, coming around that first turn there from that straight.
Yep.
People come out of the pits.
Yes.
You know, you be coming hard, they be coming out of the pits, and you'd have worn tires, they'd have fresh tires.
But cold.
Yeah, but cold, you know. Yeah, they were, it was difficult because you were pretty matched by then. And they're trying not to get run over, but trying to stay out ahead. They don't want to lose the place. You're trying to pick up the pace, you know. So it made it kind of fun.
Yep. It's funny, as we were coming up to this lap, the previous 2 laps, I was pitting. Vic had gotten off to a pretty good distance from me, and I was able to close them on the last lap, but not enough to close them for the pits. And so both times I had to pit right on his bumper. But if you can actually jump up, let's see if this 3rd stop, where again I had closed up, and I'm sitting there going, great, I'm going to get bogged down again in the pits. Not through any fault of Vic's case, but just the way the game handles the pit stops. And it was about here that I was going, maybe.
Yeah.
And coming through these S's, I was able to get a good run at it, and able to make the pass coming into the pits. So that was kind of I was like, hey,
that was nice.
That was a nice bonus.
Yes, that was. Wow, very sweet.
So I thought for sure I was going to get stuck behind him again, coming out of the pits, or going through the pit lane. So Ken Dog and now Parker are sitting 1-2. And I'd expect to have those guys come in anytime now.
Yeah, see, Vovik just comes out of the pits, and I'm right behind him.
Yep.
Hey, at least he's in front of me. At least he's in front of me.
Yeah, it's such a hard track, though, on tires.
Yeah. Yeah, I always tried to go one lap more than you. And when they start to get down to 4 and 3, man, let me tell you, you know it.
Yep. Well, that's one thing about both this series and the Tuesday series, is it teaches you how to drive on worn tires. You have no
Yeah.
choice. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to be able to drive on the worn tires.
Boy, Goofy putting a little pressure on Crystalline.
Yep.
We're trying to. Hold on there,
Oh,
baby.
oh. Yeah, it's such a tricky corner because you want to come out of that chicane fast, setting up for the long straightaway, but you can push it just a little bit too hard and get the wheels off into that grass. So it everybody looks like everybody should finish with what they have at this point. Looks like all pit stops are now finished. You've got the top 4 guys doing 3 stops. KG is doing a 2-stop race. But it looks to be like a fairly even split. If anyone ducks into the pits at this point, it could be because of fuel or they just don't have the tires anymore. And this is a nice little battle between the 3 of us. And Ken was just fast all day, even though he may have had that one off somewhere. This track and car was definitely suiting him.
Yeah, he's fast anyway, but he's a little bit faster with these.
Yep. Hopefully Ken will be able to join us for our Tuesday series. I enjoy racing with him.
Yeah.
Actually, all the guys that we race on both series are all really enjoyable to race with. If there's any kind of contact, it's usually because of a mental goof up. It definitely was not intentional by anybody in the field. We have a good group of clean racers in this, both in this and on the Tuesday nights.
Yeah, we have some racers who really practice good racecraft.
Yep. I mean, yes, we do have some aggressive drivers, but they're not overly aggressive.
No, they're very competitive.
And I mean, being aggressive is not. I don't mean to say that in a bad way, but you know who they are on the track, and the nice thing about it is because we race each other all the time. We all know what each other's tendencies are, and if I'm coming up on somebody that I know is gonna would rather fight to the bitter end, that's fine. I'll get in there and mix it up. But there's also guys that will concede the position and live to fight another day. So,
not naming any names. Parcells.
That's only because he has 2 people in the car. We got to cut him a little bit.
Okay, can you believe what it'd be like in that car? All the arguing, all the, backseat driving. And...
I mean, he argues with himself, without the other person.
Yeah, but usually he does it eloquently. Though.
Yes, he does. He does do it very eloquently. So, one of the things that I'm hoping that we'll be able to see next season is, again, we talked about it last week, but hoping to see more teams involved in the team competition. As we'll show here the points, the standings. It's going to get interesting in this season. Euclid was doing everything he could tonight, though, to keep that car going. Like I said, given he's running with a wheel for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, and Fallen some pretty good lines. I know that.
Yeah. And Fallen, who had a really rough week last week, came back to have a decent finish this race. Still not what he's doing last season, But it was good to see him make it out of knockout qualifying this week and get in. Nice solid. He's currently in 10th position right now. And it was also good to see user. The one name that's very strange, though, to see at the bottom of the list is Kate.
Yeah, he had that off behind
Yep.
me and kind of put him back.
Yeah. And at that point, I wonder if I'm just trying to push too hard to make up for that. I know I felt that in the second race. I had an off and just trying to overdrive the car to try and make up the time, and that's never a good combination either.
No, not
Yep.
for this track, not for this car.
Yep.
That or you just you get back there and you've struggled a little bit with the car, like you're saying, with trying to overdrive it, and realize you can't, and then you get a little lackadaisical,
Yep.
and then you start making mistakes, silly mistakes,
Yep. There's Vic trying to make a move on me on the inside.
Yeah, I see that. Love that side-by-side racing.
And at this point, with 1 lap to go, yeah, I'm not
conceding anything. Yeah, you're gonna have to take it.
And he did try and do a nice crossover there. It just couldn't.
Trying to milk everything out of it, isn't he?
Yep. And we're both on the same pit strategy, so our tires are going to be real close to each other.
Yeah, 75 for him. 75 for you. Yeah, he's definitely working it.
Yep.
Parker's
And this should
checked out.
Yeah, Parker's checked out. And this should be the last lap of the race. White flag should come out any time now. And I am doing everything I can to keep the car on the track, but 2, also not go too slow and leave a door open for him. Knowing that he had worn tires, I was trying to keep it as tight to the inside as I could. There's another nice battle between is that Euclid Fallen and yourself?
Yep.
Wow, it is tight coming into the last segment. Oh. Fallen dipped the tire off. Surprisingly, he kept it on the track.
Yeah, I know.
At that spot. But that's a dangerous spot to to get a tire off. Another side-by-side coming into the hairpin. Nice pass.
I'm doing everything trying to get to Euclid.
Made a nice run. Oh.
Yeah, I hit him.
Oh,
I hit him. Yep.
Yep.
He made it. He had a line out there that I couldn't get to him on the outs. I couldn't get around him on the outside.
Oh.
So I tried to come back across and I tapped him.
Yep.
And
unfortunately, you lose all the speed. Yeah, I've been in that position many a times.
Yeah.
It's frustrating too. Oh, here's a nice aerolite and ice.
Is it over? I think it's over.
Yeah, I think it over. Yeah, it is over at this point. But another good race in the Mercedes. Like I said, it's a great car to run. Good to see that we had to have a completely different strategy than last week. Last week there was a 1 and 2 stop, and this week it was 2 and 3. So you definitely have to prepare for the race. Can't go into these races without any kind of track time to see how your fuel and tires are going.
No.
But congratulations to Parker once again for another very convincing win.
Yeah, and congratulations to all the racers, because man, it's some good racing. That
Yep.
really is some good racing. Nice 16 full field, and not a lot of hanky panky, not a lot
Yep.
of other
Especially
stuff that
with 40
get
minutes.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's a big
Yep.
race.
So let's look at the current standings. So Parker is with that solid 4 consecutive wins has jumped out to a nice lead with Vovik in the 2nd position. Ken Dog and myself and Z battling it out for the 3rd spot on the podium. And then you have another nice battle between KG for 6. Goofy, who thought he was out of the top 10, is still in the top 10. Warden, but the battle for the top 10 is separated by 6 points between 8th and 11th. So next week is definitely going to be critical. It is unusual to see Ice outside the top 10.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
But he's there. Cape, fortunately, had a strong week the previous week. That 15th finish didn't hurt him. And he did have a good race in his 2nd race with a 6th place finish, so he recovered nicely from that. But again, some interesting names outside the top 10. Yourself, Ice, Fallen, and others that haven't hit the track yet that could be there. So knockout qualifying is going to be interesting next week.
Yes, it is. It's going to be tight.
Yep. But we head back to
better
Fuji.
Practice.
Yep. We head back to Fuji. I don't remember how that track was on tires, but it does have some big sweepers in it as well. So it'll be interesting to see how tires handle on that one. It could be another 1 or 2 stop race as well.
What did we recently run at Fuji?
We ran at Fuji, actually at the same track in the Lexus.
Lexus, that's what it was. That was
last
fun.
season. We started
Those
off,
were a blast there, weren't they? Now, what do you want, the team standings?
Yeah, let's bring up the team standings.
Okay.
And we have a change in the lead as AP Motorsports has moved into 1st place ahead of Euclid and myself by 2 points.
2 points.
Wow. And the difference really is Aeroflight, or Aerolite rather. He had a better week this week, and so that's really the difference. Because if you look at the other 3 drivers, Parker, myself, and Euclid, we're all putting in the same amount of points. So the key there was Aerolite having the night that he did. Definitely helped move them into 1st place, followed by Z-Spot Racing, which I am definitely not counting out at this point. Both Z and yourself can make a move anytime. So with 2 races to go, nice little tight battle for the team competition.
Yeah, I'm glad it's tight. It always makes it fun.
Yep.
We've had some pretty good tight team battles over the last few seasons anyway.
This is true.
I mean, this went down to the last race.
Yep.
Either win or lose.
And if we look at the All-Star list, not a whole lot of change this week. In fact, the only difference was it just solidified Parker's position in the grid, but still the same field, no ups and downs this week. So.
And where's the All-Star race going to be held this?
All-Star race is at the Nürburgring, on the big track. It's going to be on the let's see. Let me pull up. I keep forgetting if it's a Type V. Yeah, the full. So it's the
GP
Type. Yeah, it's the Type V. So it's the shorter GP track plus the Nordschleife version. So it's not the 24-hour. It's the Type V. So still big track.
Oh yeah, huge.
And in this car, it's going to be a lot of fun. So passing could be rather interesting. On as tight as it is, you're going to have to put pressure on it. Hopefully that make the other driver not necessarily push him out of the way, but make him look in his mirror a little bit too much. So, but anyways, another good night of racing. Next week we head to Fuji GT, and should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching, and be on the lookout for more of these episodes. Yeah, we know. Seahawks. Go Seahawks. Go Seahawks.
Go Hawks.
Yeah, they got a great team. You know, defense will do a lot for you, won't they?
Yes, it can.
All righty, buddy.
All right. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Bye.